All right. We are back at the Grit Won't Quit podcast studio, powered by Wingman, and I'm here with Jenna, our brand manager. Good afternoon, Jenna. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So
Awesome.
what do you have on the agenda for today?
So today we're going to get into a little bit of Wingman's background, how you started, the lessons you've learned, and
The lessons.
what it takes to succeed in a business like this.
Can't wait to figure that out.
Awesome.
All right, let's go.
So how did your initial vision for Wingman change as the business grew?
It changed right away. I never thought we would be doing this. I thought I was going to be running a matching service of contractors and homeowners looking for home improvements and repairs. And as I first started out, I would get these contractors on board on a little website called lihome411.com when I was living on Long Island, New York. And then the contractor would say to me, well, can't you build my website? Can't you do my internet advertising? Can you make me trifold brochures? And I was like, I don't do any of that. I was like, I'm here to be this matching service, to kind of be a lead generation for you guys. And as time went on, they were like, well, we'll still advertise on your site, but we really want you to help us as again, that was a time, 2009, like go back, now we're talking about AI and AI searches. This was a time where Google searches were getting very popular and people wanted to be on the first page of Google. So people were asking, contractors were asking me, and at the time I was a one-man show, so I couldn't figure it out. And looking in retrospect, I wish I could have. I couldn't figure out how to keep LI Home 411 growing while taking on all this new work, and I mistakenly, nothing's a mistake because you learn from it, but I said I'm going to go all in with this Wingman and do all the work for the contractors rather than being that matching service.
And here we are today.
And as time has gone on, like at the beginning we didn't, then we started doing websites and we started to do the SEO and we would handle the light graphic design, but then people started asking me about social media. And so the business has always kept evolving. Like, again, you think about the team we have now, it was never, if you would have asked me that in 2009, I'd say no way. But some of these things weren't popular in 2009. The social media wasn't.
Yeah.
We didn't really have the clients for pay-per-click right away. It took us some time to find those clients that wanted to invest in pay-per-click. Everybody wanted a lot of people wanted SEO at the beginning, but they all needed websites. But like then, some of these other add-on services have been, kind of just added along the way to meet the needs of our clients. We, as you know, and you know better than anybody, I never say no. So if someone says, hey, I need help with this, I say, sure, let's figure it out. So that's kind of how Wingman evolved.
Awesome. Now, I know that we used to do the your first sale thing. Can you remind the guests, the viewers?
My first sale for Wingman or for LI Home 411?
For Wingman.
My first sale for Wingman, well, I had some of these contractors come on, but my first sale in New Jersey for Wingman, I could tell you, is I had this kitchen and bath company. They sold kitchen cabinets, njkitchencabinets.com. And I remember him saying to me, why am I writing a check for LI Home 411? And I said, you know what? That's a really good question. He goes, I'm not advertising that. I said, I know you're doing SEO with me. And so I decided that it was time to change names and become Wingman.
Awesome. What is the best piece of advice you've ever received business-wise?
Don't go into business for yourself. Go work for someone else. Get paid every week. And on Friday afternoon, you don't have to think about it till Monday morning again. No, I've gotten great advice over the years. And, I think advice is, you got to take everybody's advice, like, where it comes from. Like, people that don't own a business, it's hard for them to tell you as a business owner what you should and shouldn't do because they never lived the life of managing a payroll, managing a staff. Like, even when you were, worked for a corporation and you manage a team, it's different than when you manage a team as the owner of the company. So
absolutely.
I've learned along the way, one of the best pieces of advice that I was given was, do the best you can at whatever the job. And they said, even if you're shoveling dog shit, be the best at it. Be the best at whatever you're doing, because if you're the best at whatever you're doing, you can only continue to grow, and people always want to work with you. Like, if you think about our customers and our clients, a lot of clients, respect us a lot because we're always there for them. Like, we never, again, this past weekend we had an issue, and me, and Jill are on a 3-way text on a Saturday morning at 10 o'clock. Why? Because we care about the customer, we care about our client. So I think if you always try to be the best that you can be in business, you'll people at a minimum will still respect you, even if they don't like the outcome or what transpired. They'll respect you because you gave it your all.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just think about it. If you're gonna have to shovel,
Yeah.
anything, be the best at it.
What's one mistake you see new business owners making over and over again?
A lot of a lot of businesses that start are undercapitalized, and you make bad decisions when you're undercapitalized. And I don't know the answer to that because a lot of businesses can't get the loans or wouldn't be in business, and they have to take it. And again, I hustled out, to the point where I did whatever I had to do to, make this, stay open. But I think a lot of people make decisions based on short-term results versus the long-term, play. I was with a banker the other day who's trying to, acquire our business, and I said to them, they said to me, "Oh, we have this great mobile app," and I said, "Well, I don't really want that." And they looked at me like I had 6 heads, and I said, "I don't check our bank account regularly." I said, "I check it a couple times a month, but I don't go into it regularly." I said, "Knock on wood, thank God I have enough money for our payroll, so it's not a problem. But I don't want to get tied into the details of over-analyzing and doing the wrong thing for the customer because of how the money's working." Like if you do the right thing day in and day out for the customer, the money will follow.
Piggybacking off of that a little bit, how do you approach building long-term relationships with clients versus focusing on those little short-term wins?
I don't want transactional business. I want long-term business. I want to find people that want to invest in their marketing. When people come in and say, "Hey, what's the cheapest you could do it for? How fast can I have this?" Not that we don't do those jobs, but those jobs are never going to be the ones that are going to carry the business forward because they're just looking for a transaction where I'm looking to put our team and myself out there to help them and grow their business. And I think that if you're thinking about it as a transaction, at some turn in time, we're not going to be their guy anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I always want to be their wingman. And again, you've heard me probably say it. If you think someone else can do better for you than my team can do, I want you to go hire them. I don't want you to stay here. I don't want you to ever come back to me and say, "Hey, if we didn't stay with you, we would have grown faster. We would." If you don't think we're the best guys for the job, then take us off the job. But I really believe dollar for dollar on a cost value basis, I don't think anyone could touch us.
Yeah, I like it. What do you think is the most rewarding part of running this show?
Watching the team grow. Watching the team grow. Think about yourself. You started out just getting in the door with us, and you told me you were going to make 100 cold calls a day, and you could do anything I wanted. But again, I said, "Look, Jenna,
really wanted a job."
I said, "Jenna, that's not the right job for you." But you look at Tony. Tony started out as a coordinator, populating websites. Chelsea started out just administratively helping me get more organized, and I don't actually know if I'm still more organized today than I was then. Just have more to do. But watching you guys grow, and all 3 of you guys, you Jenna and you Chelsea and Tony, all now own your own homes. You've started, all 3 of you started out as part-time practically employees, and
I was part-time.
now you're now you all run a department. So to watch that growth is incredible to me.
That's a great answer.
And you did it faster than the other 2. Don't tell them.
2 months.
No. To running your own department.
Oh, yeah, more than 2 months for that.
But still, no, you did a great job.
So for those who do not know, Wingman is franchising. Mm-hmm. Now, if you could have a franchise anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Sanibel Island, Florida.
Quick response. Why there?
I love Sanibel Island. What's funny is I was meeting with the franchise company the other day.
What's it called?
Sanibel Island.
Sanibel. Yeah, I have heard of that.
Down past Fort Myers.
West Coast.
I was talking to the franchise company the other day, and he said, "Let's mark off territories that somebody that might want to buy, or friends and family." And I said, "Mark off Sanibel Island." And he goes, "Why?" I go, "I'm going to retire there." And he started laughing.
There you go. What is a brand other than Wingman that you think has great marketing?
I think on the social side, Wendy's and Taco Bell have very good marketing.
Yeah, I do find that a lot of fast food chains have good marketing. I think they got a lot of cool, hip people working for them.
And they're snappy too.
They're quick with it.
They're quick with the replies, and and they say some funny stuff out there.
I agree.
Do you, as the social media manager and brand manager of Wingman, do you think we're going to get snappier and wittier
Absolutely.
with our replies?
That's always my goal.
You know,
and you have to be a little bit funny online.
Now they got Cassidy in the role. Maybe she's going to get funnier with us too. Like,
Yeah.
she's got a new haircut. It looks great. So she's got the summer due.
Yeah, I think we got this. I
All
think
right,
you're gonna see a lot of more fun stuff from us
I love
online.
it. Okay, let's do it.
More about social media. How important do you think that social media is for a small business?
I think it's important. I think that there's a balance. So my feeling is you have to be out there, because if you're not out there, you don't look like you're relevant and you don't look like you're up to date. And even when I look at businesses or someone says, oh, check out this business, I go to their website, but then I also go to their social to see how active they are. And if they're not active, I wonder, are they really still going? But at the same time, I think some guys go overboard with their social, and they, paying influencers, and they're paying, all this, again, I think video content's important, but they go extreme overboard, and then they don't see any sort of return on that money. Not that social media management, social content's going to always have a return on money. It's more about branding, but I think some people go excessive. And that's too much. And then I think there's some people that say, I don't need social, I don't need to do this, and they don't do anything, and then they don't look relevant at all. So I think that there's a balance, and I think, you do a very nice job for us. We post roughly 5 to 7 times a week on average across the board. So I think that that's a good mix. I also think for companies, it's not the same message across all the socials.
Yes, absolutely.
And I think that more businesses have to think about that. So again, I don't want them going excessively over, too much on the content side, but I want them to go enough, but to have enough little diversity in there so that they're not doing the same posts in areas that don't show the same audiences.
Absolutely. And it definitely depends on the business.
Yeah.
Because each business needs.
But even if you think
more.
about traditional advertising, if when the old days when people used to advertise on the radio or TV, use TV, you're not going to put the same ads for the Knicks that's going to be on the Knicks game. That's going to go on,
Love Island.
Lifetime, Love Island, or Lifetime TV, or the Hallmark Channel. You're not going to have the same ads. So
different audience, different marketing.
Same thing, but I think maybe that's something we even have to tell the clients a little bit in the future. Is you're not going to do that when you make that kind of comparison. You're of course you wouldn't do the same thing.
Yeah.
So same thing on social.
Yeah, because the crowd on Facebook is different than the crowd on TikTok.
I have the older crowd, so the Facebook guys love me.
Yep.
But I'm trying to get that Instagram crowd. I'm still working on it.
We're gonna get there.
Damn straight.
What is a marketing trend that you think will really take off this year into next year?
I hate to say it, AI. AI searches, I think, and again, I think that it's crazy. AI is part of our lives, but at the same time, I don't want to become too dependent on it. I want to use it as a tool, not a crutch. But I did some searches recently, and I was like, wow, they ask you that follow-up question, whereas a Google search doesn't do that, a Bing search doesn't do that. They ask you that follow-up question, and they're like, do you want me to call them? Do you want more information? Do you want to compare something else? And it's very useful. So I think that more and more people are going to use ChatGPT and the likes to start their searches, because it's a two-way search. It's not a one-way search anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did do some cool searches about the Wingman franchise, and if they would invest in the Wingman franchise or another competing franchise, and I liked some of the results. I could share with you later.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm not ready to put it public, but just so you know.
Yeah, that sounds like that's cool information.
Yeah.
As we wrap up a little bit, I have a couple of fun questions.
I love fun questions.
Starting off a little easier, if you had to pick one social media platform to use for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
Well, I just told you I'm very popular on Facebook, so I would stay with Facebook because I already have the popularity there. Although I want to be the Instagram guy, I'm not. So I would probably stay.
So when you're on your phone scrolling on your own time, you like Facebook?
No, I don't.
No.
I like Facebook because I get a lot of likes.
Okay.
And, comments on
So you're
my
thinking
posts.
just business.
Yeah, but if I didn't own the business, I would probably at that point I probably would get rid of social media. But I think I use TikTok for learning. So like I mean you've been the recipient of some of my emails about check this trend out, check this out. I use TikTok a lot for learning. And I also want to get more into podcasts, like listening to podcasts. I record a lot of podcasts, so I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. But I caught one this morning on my way into work, and I was like, wow, this was pretty good. So I will do more podcasting too. And
do you have a favorite TikTok account or podcaster?
Alex Hermosi, but from a business standpoint, I think the guy's brilliant. I think he's done some great work. He's got acquisition.com that's generated, their annual revenue is like $250 million a year. And again, he started out, he's a young guy, he's probably under 40, and he's just done it. And he's got a lot of good intel behind what he does, how he does it, and so I think I would say him.
Cool. And then lastly, which TV character or movie character do you think describes your business style, if you had to pick?
Oh, I don't know. This is hard. I don't know the answer to this one. I can give you one that I like, but it's not me.
Okay.
Glengarry Glen Ross. Alec Baldwin was in Glengarry Glen Ross, and he was the sales manager for a real estate company. And I just think that line, I think that is funny. But I can't say that's definitely not my style.
Haven't seen it, but
it's pretty funny. It's
like the recommendation.
It's a nice. I don't even recommend you watch it. It's a 1970s sales movie on real estate. We could pull up the one clip. It's pretty funny, but it's not really appropriate to be rattling off on camera either.
On Grit.
I feel like Dina's like already Googling it, ready to share with us once this podcast is over. She's chuckling over there. I see her.
That's good.
It's nice to have Dina in the audience because she's one of my biggest supporters. No matter what, she laughs at what I say. I don't know if
she's a giggler.
I don't know if she thinks it's funny or if she thinks that's what she's supposed to do at her job, but it works for me.
It works for me too. Keeps the vibes up.
Keeps the vibes up. What else we got?
That was my last question. But is there anything that you would want to share to someone that is they want to start a business from scratch? What piece of advice would you give?
110% every single day. Work harder than anybody else, and you will get the business. The business will follow. We have a new franchise on board in Tom's River. The guy hustles every single day. And I said to him, and he's, again, being a new business owner, 6 weeks on the job, he said to me, there's been some tough days. I said, you're doing everything right. Just keep hustling. Keep giving 110%. Keep doing it with integrity, and the jobs will follow. I'm a firm believer of that.
Awesome. And what's next? What's next for Wingman? Where do you see this in 10 years?
Oh my God! Hopefully you're running it by then, and I'm retired. 10 years. Let's start with 3 years. So we have our franchise company that's starting. We have 2 franchisees on board. We have three? We have 3 corporate locations as of now, but so we have a system of 5. We're looking in 3 years to have a system of 50. So we're looking at 10x it over the next 3 years. Again, we got a lot of work ahead of us. We have a lot of people to kind of get on board, but I think that's the plan. And then from there, we'll see where we go. A lot of franchises can't make it to 50. So getting to 50 is going to be the first hurdle to overcome, and then we'll see where we go from there. At that point in time, we'll look to, I think go to 100, and then maybe at that point it's time for me to go down to Sanibel.
Well, I'm happy to be along for the journey.
I know, and you signed a permission slip that says you can't leave until I leave. The day after I leave, you can do whatever you want. Like that.
Sounds
that's
like
fine.
a plan.
All right, perfect. Well, thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, thank you.
This was great. Well, thank you for coming.
Something different.
Thanks for watching Grit Won't Quit today. And this is a different sign-off than normal, but thank you for being...
Follow us on social.
Follow us on social. See, she says the right things.